Hello, happy Independence Day. This is the astrology for July 4th, 2023. And today, friends, it is a day of intense bonds. Emotional gold is in the cosmos today. The beautiful spectrum of Pluto brings that emotional gold or the potential for some emotional turmoil. So let's dive into the exact aspects of the day. But before we get to those exact ones, let's talk about the ones that happened a couple days ago and yesterday when they came into that exact alignment, but are still very much flavoring this energy wave that we are riding today. So those two aspects, number one, Chiron, our wounded healer, is making a positive aspect from Aries at 19 degrees, is making a trine to Black Moon Lilith in Leo, who's been traveling with the lovers, Mars and Venus. So we've been looking at healing fears, shame, sexual repression. Lilith is asking us to find a little bit more sovereignty. And we also have a energy that is stoking that, and that is Venus at 21 degrees of Leo squaring Uranus at 21 degrees of Taurus. This energy brings in instability, possible unpredictable events or people coming into your life to spark things up. This combination is like an ember that is hanging out, but all of a sudden something happens. Unpredictable lightning bolt energy comes in and creates a fire out of that ember. This energy is really beautiful for working spontaneity and adventure into relationships. And friends, when I speak to Venus and all of this relationship energy, it is also referencing the very important relationship we have to ourselves. So always know that you might not be in a partnership, but you are with yourself. So finding that spontaneity and adventure within yourself as well as partnerships. Whew, okay, so those lay the scene, and now we move into our first aspect of the day. At 7:49 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time, our moon went to 27 degrees. She's in Capricorn. Remember, she did our full moon fun yesterday. She's moved all the way to 27 degrees. At Capricorn, she reaches out through a sextile aspect, a positive aspect by the nature of Venus, to Neptune, who is going retrograde now in Pisces at 27 degrees. This is our first sextile from the moon checking into Neptune since she went retrograde. So with a sextile, we are offered a check-in around how we're nourishing ourselves. You know, when Neptune goes retrograde, there's often this energy that gets smashed into our face around being a martyr, self-sacrificing. So check in around that. Where do you need to nurture yourself? This is a beautiful energy for meditation, for tuning into your intuition. Things are flowing beautifully here. And this is a great check-in energy to get into your intuitive self, because the next aspect is pretty Plutonian because it involves Pluto. So friends, at 10:45 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time, the moon moved to 29 degrees of Capricorn and found Pluto. Pluto is going retrograde, so they become one at that degree of 29, which is a challenging degree. So we're having an intense check-in with our moon this day. A moon represents our families, yin energy, our bodies. So there may be some intensity around these particular themes in your life. I had some intensity around my body this morning. I was like, whoa, hello. And it, it's Pluto stuff. So definitely some sort of intensity in your life. It could be subtle or it could be big. It could be a big family blowout or a beautiful family connection that creates this feeling of gold, like you're just living the right life, this powerful, beautiful experience. So Pluto offers up some intensity on whatever spectrum you find yourself. So this is a period of intensity, feelings that are coming up maybe from this 2008 cycle of Pluto being in Capricorn. Now at this end degree, we're really working around closing a huge cycle, friends. So tapping into any fears, trying to overcome them with this self-analyzation, working through anything that comes up that's shadowy. This moon here wants us to acknowledge any emotional intensity around femininity, around family, around being in a body. So definitely some intensity there, but at the best, this is gold, emotional gold. On a day that we gather with a lot of our families and friends, you could find some really intense bonding experiences. Pluto, the god of the underworld, is all about treasure, right? We have to go into the underworld to gather all of those minerals and resources. So, emotional gold today, friends. Or you could be in the turmoil spot. So our next aspect is the moon moving into Aquarius. So peace out, Capricorn, into Aquarius at 0 degrees. She finds herself making her first aspect. But first, I want to talk about the perfection of the moon moving into Aquarius on the 4th of July. It's total independence energy. Aquarius is the grand collective, looking at the bigger picture and everybody who's part of that. It's less about me and more about we energy. So this new frontier of connection through technology, Aquarius loves that stuff. It's very intellectual. It's a masculine air sign. So very tuned in, though, to that grand collective abstract world, less tuned into the lens of themselves. So oftentimes you find the moon is disconnected emotionally. So as we move into this independent seeking energy at 11:30 a.m., our moon quickly at 12:10 comes into contact with the south node through a square. Squares bring up tension and challenge, friends. So there may be some challenge around looking at our past. You know, oftentimes on holidays, we look at, what's missing that was once here in my past that is no longer here in my present. It could be a past, somebody who's passed away and is no longer earthside, somebody who you've split up with, a divorce, whatever has separated you. This particular time around 12:10 p.m. is a time to honor that part of your life, and see the sensitivities that come up. There could be some mood shifts here, but don't get stuck in the past, friends. Acknowledge it, love it, let Pluto, dissolve you of any shadow there, and then move into the next aspect, which is the moon squaring the north node at 1 degree. At 1:27 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, we are now looking to our future. So, there may be some challenge still with that square energy. We may see that there's some, it's not quite right here. There's a speed bump that's a little too big there, but we see that grand picture in the future. So a time to just illuminate where you are, where you've been, where you're going, and just shine some emotional gold onto yourselves, friends. The ending aspect of the night brings in this element of maturity. It is wise Saturn, who's retrograde in Pisces rather, at 6 degrees. Yep, you did not hear me say 7. I think Saturn was in Pisces at 7 degrees for like months. It was definitely a month, maybe more. He retrograded at 7, so it was just this stuck point. So here we are at 6 degrees. The moon at 6 degrees of Aquarius makes a semi-sextile. So a minor aspect wrapping up the day with this sense of emotional stability. It is a recalibration of our moon going through some really intense bonding experiences or working through shadow experiences. It is a day of nurturing, right? And that Saturn energy at the end kind of ties it up with this wise feeling. So just ending your day with maybe finding some gratitude. Saturn wants you to anchor into a strong foundation. So allow gratitude for all that you've gone through at the end of the day to just be that firework in the sky. All right, friends, wishing you a beautiful 4th of July, and hopefully you get to see some fireworks if you're here in America. If you're not from America, because I do have some of you that aren't from there watching, maybe you can leave in the comments where you are from, because I find that so beautiful. My Venus is in the 9th house, so I love faraway humans. They're my favorite, and I love you all here too. So just love for everyone. Okay, sending it all out to you with a lot of joy. Mwah. Happy 4th, friends.